Okay, welcome to my dad's video. What was the next word? Oh, would you like to subscribe? And leave the comment down below and smash that like button and bye.
What's happening, guys? So my son has been begging to do some YouTube type stuff. He really wants to be like his daddy and do YouTube, so I figured I'd go ahead and let him do his own intro for me. And I gotta tell you, I'm pretty impressed. He did it on his own. I didn't tell him what to say. He made it up all by himself. I'm a proud papa, let me say. Now the topic at hand for today is AMRAP sets. I told you guys I was going to do a video explaining what they were and why I do them, so that's what this is. If you don't know what an AMRAP set is, it stands for as many reps as possible. And basically, just like it says, you do as many reps as you can for one set. That's your AMRAP set. But why we do it is widely misunderstood, so that's what we're going to go over today. Now before we get into that, I have to do a little bit of a backstory as to why AMRAP sets are in my programming, because what I do is a DUP style of programming, and you generally work sub-maximally with DUP programs. And the reason you do this is because volume is a key indicator of strength gains and muscle gains, so you want to make sure you keep increasing your volume over time. And if you are taking sets to failure all the time, you're going to be sacrificing volume in the long term, because say you're bench pressing 225 and normally you can do, we'll say 10 reps. You can do 10 reps, 225. Okay, if you do 10 reps and maybe squeeze out an 11th on the first rep, you go to failure, now you're really tired. You jump back in, you do it again, you might get 7 or 8, you go to failure again, now you come back, you're just wiped, you might only get 4 or 5 reps, okay? Your volume is taking a big hit. Volume is sets times reps times weight. That's what volume is. So if you're always going to failure, yeah, you might get some other things that help with muscle growth, but you're really sacrificing volume, which is much more important than anything else. So we train sub-maximally with this DUP style of training. So with this style, you might be taking your 225 that you can normally do for 10, but you're only gonna do it for 8. But you're gonna do it for 3 or 4 sets, and you're gonna get 8 every single time, and you're gonna be able to get that volume in. Now where the AMRAP set comes into play, it helps you gauge an appropriate increase week by week. Now we can take, for example, the 405 pound squats I did a couple weeks ago. I was doing 3 sets of 5, 405 pounds, and they went pretty well. I was feeling pretty good during them. Then I had my AMRAP set. I ended up getting 9 reps at 405 pounds. So we know that it's a good indicator that I have adapted very well and I'm progressing just fine, and that we can continue to move the weight up and move forward with higher weights, because that AMRAP set showed that I have plenty more in me. I want to stress, the point of an AMRAP set is not to create a ton of muscle damage, not to fatigue you like crazy, not to just blow you out of the water. It's just to gauge how your body's adapting to the training that's at hand and how to move forward using those numbers. Another thing to keep in mind, these are usually done towards the end of a week when fatigue is already high and when your rate of perceived exertion is already high. So this way, if you do very well during this state when you're already fatigued, it's reasonable to assume that if you do well during these AMRAPs that you're progressing well and you're able to keep moving forward. And then you just keep doing this until you have a few weeks where progress is really stalled, or maybe even possibly you have a few weeks of big PRs. Then you taper, test, start a new block with your new intensities, and just go through the process once more. So that's kind of the whole premise behind an AMRAP set, why we do them, why you see me have them all the time. Plus they're a lot of fun. I mean, they're a little nerve-wracking, I can't lie. I usually get nervous going into these because they're gonna be tough, they're gonna be very difficult, but they're really fun at the same time because you really get to push your limits. And when you're doing sub-maximal training, you're generally not pushing your limits that much because you're always leaving a couple in the tank all the time. So you really get to kind of show your stuff for an AMRAP set, and that kind of gets you pumped up, or at least it gets me pumped up, and that's another enjoyable thing about AMRAP sets. Alright guys, I hope that helped. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below and I'll be sure to get back to you. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Please leave a like if you did like this video and you found it helpful. It really helps out the channel, and I will see you guys in the next video.